I've been seeing a lot of Instagram Reels. Yes, before you judge me, I do use Instagram Reels. I can feel you judging me through the screen right now. I felt like a chill. I felt a chill down my neck. And you know what? I don't care. I've been seeing a lot of Reels pop up that are like, blank explained by cats or explained by dogs.
Periods explained by cats. Kitty wake up, belly hurt, whole body heavy, like tail filled with bricks, like paws walking through glue. Kitty hiss at air. Not sure why, just mad. Fur feel wrong, everything loud, even sunlight too much.
Those videos inspired me to make this video, and I'm going to call it A Recipe for Self-Love Explained by a Yapper. How to actually like yourself and your traits even when you feel boring or not valuable. It's a working title. This month I made it a goal of mine to eat out way less and cook way more meals. And since I've been cooking way more meals and sticking to my goal, it's made me realize that working on self-love is a lot like cooking a meal. And let me explain, okay? Let me cook. Get it? Get it? Don't leave. Please don't leave. I won't do it again. I'm gonna do it many more times. I won't do it again. I promise I won't do it again. Your ingredients are gonna make you who you are, okay? These are gonna be your strengths, your weaknesses, your quirks, your softness, your edges, everything that you bring to the table, even the things about yourself that you don't really like. Like, if I'm talking about real ingredients, it could be like veggies. Like, not everybody likes veggies, but you're still gonna put them in the ingredients. There might be days where you look at yourself and you're like, I just feel like I'm boring, or I just feel like I'm not enough. Some of your ingredients might not seem like much on their own, right? But when you mix them all together, you know that it's the best of both worlds.
Girl, shut the fuck up.
You know that when you mix them together, you know that it's gonna blend into something beautiful. You get me? Like, my boyfriend and I, we are making miso soup and spam musubi for dinner tonight. And one thing about, whoever, like, the Hawaiians that came up with the concoction of spam musubi, like, they need their ass ate real bad. I love musubi. I love it. I could eat musubi every day. I don't know if I could eat plain white rice every day. I don't know if I could just eat spam every day. I don't think I could just eat seaweed every day, but I could eat a spam musubi every day. When you look at it by itself, it's like, this is boring, but then when you put it all together, it's like, oh! If you just focus on certain traits of yourself, you're gonna be like, oh, that's boring. But you gotta look at the whole picture. You're not looking at the whole picture. I honestly wish that I could just skip this step sometimes and just go straight to making the food, but prep is important, okay? It's cracking the egg open, it's heating up the pan, or boiling the water, or chopping the onions until you cry. Prep is work. And it's also the work that comes with self-love, like when you are finally aware of your traits and you recognize the parts of yourself that you want to intentionally work on. It's intentional because you're working towards the bigger picture of something. Like, you know that it's going to be uncomfortable because you're leaving the safety net, but you also know that the reward is going to pay off because the work is going to be worth it. Maybe you want to overcome your shyness, so every single day you make it a goal of yours to compliment at least one stranger. You just go up to them and you're like, hey, I really like your shirt, or I think you're really pretty, or I like your shoes, you know? And then every day you're getting a little bit less shy, or you're getting a little less nervous to approach people. Or maybe you're trying to heal your inner child, so you start therapy. Or maybe you want to start journaling so that you can become more self-aware of your patterns, you know? Like, prepping looks different for everyone, but regardless of how you decide to prep and work on yourself, it's still growing. Like, that is how you heal, and that is how you grow, and that is how you work on yourself, because you're prepping towards a bigger picture. I'm gonna really emphasize this, okay? Because you cannot rush this part. You cannot rush the cooking, because then shit's gonna get burnt, or it's gonna be not fully cooked, you know? Like, imagine you cook chicken and you try to cook it in 2 minutes. That shit is gonna give you salmonella. How do you say that? Salmonella? I don't know. I just started cooking, and let me tell you, I am very much a beginner. But, you know, you gotta cook it all the way through, and you gotta be patient, and you have to trust the process. You can't just magically, you know, snap your fingers, and then you're gonna be like, oh, look, the meal is right in front of me, it's plated and everything, it's all done. No, you gotta cook that shit, and you gotta be patient, and you gotta trust the process, and it's not gonna be done in 2 seconds. It's gonna take a little bit of time. The same thing goes for self-love. this also applies. Like, sometimes you're gonna screw up. Sometimes you're gonna burn things, or you're going to second guess if you're doing things right or loving yourself right. But every time that you show up for yourself, like by setting a boundary or honoring your needs or choosing not to shrink and quiet your voice in a room and actually like be yourself, that is growth. And you're cooking. You're cooking. Can I get a plate? Can I get a bite? Stop it. I have a boyfriend. Stop. I have a man. Give me the plate. Give me that shit. This is the part where you realize, like, hold on. Okay, someone cooked here. Yeah, someone cooked here. All those ingredients that you were working with have come together now, and they've created something beautiful. They've created something tasty. You're looking at the full picture of it all, and you're like, oh, this actually makes sense. Like, you see the meal for what it is, and it's satisfying. And with self-love, this is self-acceptance because you're seeing yourself for who you really are. And not only that, but you're accepting the parts of yourself that not everybody else will. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody is gonna like the meal that you cook. Do I want to disclose that on the internet? Nobody knows who my boyfriend is, but I'm like, what if somebody tries to put a hit on him? Nobody's gonna do that. But, he has a shellfish allergy. I would always cook my spam musubi with oyster sauce, soy sauce, and sugar, right? And when he came over for dinner one time, I had the oyster sauce out, and he was like, what is that? And I was like, oh, it's oyster sauce. Like, that's what we're gonna cook the spam musubi with. And he was like, why are we cooking with oysters? And I was like, oh. He was like, yeah, we can't do that. And I was like, you're right. He couldn't accept that ingredient because he literally would have died. But you get my point. Not everybody's gonna like the meal that you're cooking, and they don't have to. I made a spicy breakfast bagel sandwich, but some people can't handle their spices. Some people don't like bagels, but that doesn't make my sandwich any less good, because there's gonna be somebody that tries my sandwich and they're gonna think, oh, someone cooked here. And that's what matters to me. You don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to be liked by everyone, and you don't have to look like everyone, and you don't have to follow certain trends if they don't resonate with you, okay? All you have to do is focus on learning to like the version of yourself that you're cooking, Oh, is this corny? Oh, that just made me cringe. Like, that physically just made me want to, like... I hope it made sense, though. In my mind, it's making sense, and, even though it sounds a little bit cringy, I don't care, because it's making sense. It's making sense to me, and that's what matters. Now, as for how you like your ingredients, because I know that there's gonna be at least one person that's like, but how do I like the traits? Just think about it like this, bro. Like, you probably don't like your ingredients. You probably are confusing yourself and thinking of yourself as ordinary or boring or average or awkward because you're comparing your ingredients to someone else's ingredients. You're comparing your meal to a meal that has nothing to do with you at all. Like, why are you even looking at their ingredients? Focus on your recipe. Focus on yourself. You're cooking ratatouille, and they're cooking filet mignon, like 2 different meals, 2 different paths, 2 different people, 2 different ingredients, 2 different things. Focus on your... I didn't mean to raise my voice at you, but you are not boring, okay? You just haven't fully recognized how powerful your traits are yet. Just because somebody might not care for certain traits of yours, that does not mean that you are less valuable. Like, stop focusing on specific ingredients that you don't like and start looking at the full picture. Like, look at the big picture of it all. Because if I only focused on the physical features of myself that I don't like, or if I only focused on my anxiety that I sometimes have, or my overthinking thoughts, then you would never be watching this video, because it never would have gone out, because I wouldn't even have this channel, because I would be too anxious, and I'd be too self-conscious, and I would be overthinking everything. I don't focus on only the negatives. I focus on the bigger picture of it all. My goal is to help others and reach a big crowd and make money. This video literally exists because I chose to get out of my own head one day, and I was like, I want to be a YouTuber. I walked into the Disney Channel studio and I said, I want to make history. And that's what this is. I need to like take an internet detox. Like, I need to stay off social media because, like...
My one thing was I went into the Disney Channel building and I sat down with the president of Disney Channel and I said, I want to make history. And that's what this is.
Half of my brain is like memes and brain rot content, and then the other half is like there's no thoughts. You are a mix of things, and it works because of who you are, and who you are is a delicious meal. Let me get a bite.
Police! Help! Police! Help! Help!
I hate cleaning up the mess. Like, sometimes I leave the mess until the next morning because I'm like, I don't want to clean. But we have to address the mess. Like, we have to clean up the mess so that we can have a clean kitchen that we can cook the next meal in. I personally like to remind myself that self-love is a muscle you work every day. You're not just gonna randomly fucking wake up one day and be like, this is it! I've mastered self-love! I have mastered self-love! I've perfected it! And I'll never have to work on myself again! Because I'm the master of like, you're not a sim. That's not how it works. Self-love is maintenance. Like, it's self-compassion. Like, you gotta make room for the mess. You have to make room for the mess and learn to take care of yourself after you've done the work or after you've cooked the meal. Sometimes you have to let go or reset or just have grace for yourself. Like, self-love isn't about having an end goal or reaching an end result. Like, I know in this analogy, cooking the meal is the end result, but there's always gonna be another meal. Like, you have to eat 3 meals a day. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna eat one meal and then be satisfied and never hungry again for the rest of your life. There's always gonna be a meal every single day for the rest of your life. There's always gonna be a mess. So you have to learn to live with that mess and clean it up and work through it, not around it. You know, don't just leave the mess there and be like, I'm just gonna ignore it. You have to work through it. And you have to learn to live with the mess and clean it up. Self-love is about how you treat yourself when no one's watching. Like, I feel like that, if you want to have an end goal, that should be your end goal. And, you know, just remember that you are worth caring for and you are worth putting in effort. Because you probably do it so easily for other people, right? You probably do it so easily for others. You're like, oh, I just want to care for them. I just want to put in effort with them. I just want to make them feel loved. Yeah, bitch, don't forget about yourself in the process, you know? Just remember that, like, you also deserve those things. Why? Because you are human. And you just so happen to be a very tasty, scrumptious, delicious... Oh, my legs are opening. How'd that happen? Just kidding. I have a boyfriend! All I'm saying is try not to forget about yourself in the process and taking care of yourself in the process. And I'm going to end this video here because I'm starving. Ugh! Like, I'm actually so hungry right now. And I'm going to go take care of myself by going to the grocery store and buying groceries so that my boyfriend and I can cook dinner tonight. And I hope this video was helpful, honestly. Like, I know that it was really just one big analogy video, but if you're new here, just know I have a kink for analogies at this point. Like, I just love analogies. And if you're not new, then you knew what you signed up for. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, prove it by giving it a thumbs up. And leave a comment below saying, this video eats. Get it? Get it? Because it's like a play on word, like an analogy. Like because we were talking about food this whole time. So it's like, I think I have so much energy in this video because I got my hair done and I feel like a bad bitch again.
I'm so damn fine, I don't mean bragging, I'm just saying. Nah, fuck that, to be honest, sound bragging up. I like the flirt cause I be bored.